Going on, everybody? It's your boy, that Pens fan 412, and I'm coming back at you to finish out this intro because the reality is this video does not need an intro. This video is going to be, for lack of better terms, very, very critical of the Pittsburgh Penguins. But before I become a cynical, critical overthinker of many things when it comes to this team, I just want to go ahead and say shout outs to the newest subscriber of the channel. We're up to 18. There are 18 beautiful, wonderful people subscribed to this channel. And if you want to join the group of the most elite, beautiful human beings this planet has ever seen, all you have to do for free, mind you, is hit that subscribe button. Secure your place on the list of the greatest people who have ever lived by subscribing to the channel, helping the channel out with by doing so. And thank you to the 18 of you who already have. So, Joe, Phil, Monica, if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button. Join the list. Let's get to 20 subscribers here shortly, folks. That's the goal. We get to the first 20, and then we just keep on keeping on. But now we got to be a little bit more serious because last night the Pittsburgh Penguins hosted the New York Islanders at home. That's what hosted means, right? Hosted the New York Islanders in Pittsburgh to another disappointing comeback loss at the hands of the Islanders. Another one, as DJ Khalid would say, another one, another loss. And this video is going to be a little different, right? I'm still going to break down goal by goal throughout the game. However, we need to have a talk about the team for a second here. All right, so let's start it off. Let's get to the beginning first. Let's start things off. Let's take it slow. Take it slow. Let's not get too explosive yet. Let's hold it in for now. Let's be proper. Let's be professional. Tristan Jarry is back from injury. He has returned to the team and is playing. He is starting in this game. Tristan Jarry. Yay, great. I mean, I was excited when I saw that he was starting again. It's like, okay, cool. Give Casey DeSmith a break from trying to be everything at once. And yeah, so and then for the Islanders, Ilya Sorokin is in net. Yeah. A few things going into this game. Bo Horvat is now a member of the New York Islanders, which, yeah, it's a little crazy, a little difficult to wrap your head around. In the sense of they've got another guy that does arguably well against the Penguins on their team. But it really wasn't Bo Horvat necessarily that. Okay, Bo Horvat had a big play. He had a big hand in this game. And we'll actually talk about his first assist in the game, which I'm sure he would love to have taken back because it's 6 minutes and 12 seconds into the first period. Rickard Rakell gets the puck over to Sid the Kid Crosby, who tries to get the puck over to Gensel, but Horvat decides that he's going to get his stick in on the play. And instead of deflecting the puck out of the way of the pass that was intended for Gensel, he did about as much of getting the puck out of the way as just slowing it down so that Gensel had an easier job scoring. So yeah, but Horvat, thanks for the direct assist there to Jake Gensel, who puts it into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Yippee. Yippee. Crosby with his 43rd assist of the season. Gensel with his 24th goal of the season. And Bo Horvat, thank you, I guess. Right? Thanks. My opinion of you will change as this game goes on, but thank you. Now, when I want to say that the Penguins got out goalied, in this game, they got out goalied in this game, substantially out goalied in this game. It wasn't that the Islanders' defense was like remarkable. I mean, they had stretches throughout the game where they were pretty good at shutting us down, but they weren't unbeatable. Now Sorokin made them unbeatable to some varying degree. Considering we had the lead in this game for a very large percentage of the game at various points, Ilya Sorokin, Shizorkin, that's how I used to pronounce it until I realized how it's really pronounced. Sorokin, I don't want to disrespect the guy. He made this game unobtainable for the Penguins. And for the rest of the first period and many other points we'll talk about later on, he just shut everything down. Everything that we threw at him, he was pretty much on point. Give or take the 2 goals that we score in this game, where he, and we'll talk about the second goal because he did practically everything possible to try to stop it. It just didn't happen. Now, let's roll into the second period, right? And at 5 minutes and 19 seconds into the second period, I realized once again, unfortunately, that Pittsburgh's defense is literally garbage. It's garbage. It's trash. And then it's backstopped by mediocre average goaltending at best at this point is what we're getting. Mediocre average goaltending at best right now. And it's enough against some teams. It's not enough against teams that are purposely making trade blockbuster moves so that they can be effective in the playoffs. Right? We do not have what it takes to beat teams in our own division on our own side of the league because they're making these blockbuster deals to get players that make their team that's already been a pain in the butt even more so. And this play right here by Zach Parise and Brock Nelson, this play right here exemplifies our defense in a whole right here. It is a 2-on-1. 1 Penguin back, 2 Islanders forwards pursuing. They have the puck. Our defenseman did the right thing. He stopped the passing lane. But it doesn't matter if you do your job when the guy that you're stopping the pass. So he's doing his job. I will give him that. He did his job. It doesn't help when the guy that still has the puck can just easily shoot and score. The goalie had 1 guy to worry about. It was Brock Nelson. Jarry had 1 guy to worry about. This guy right here. You have to make that save. Your defenseman did everything that he could do. You have to make that save. On a shot like that, you have to make that save. That's not like the greatest snipe in the world. That is I can't make the pass, so I guess I will shoot it on the net and maybe get a rebound or something. That's probably what Nelson was thinking he was going to do when that situation happened. But instead, it just went in the net. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, and the game's tied. Now it's 1-1. And that's just the beginning. That's literally the beginning. And like, we score next, right? So we score at 12:26 in the second period. We're on the power play. And in all due respect to how hard, like the Penguins did everything they could do to get this goal. They couldn't buy this goal. They had to force this goal. And Sorokin still almost stopped it on multiple occasions. But ultimately, Jeff Petrie fires one at the net. It hits the post. Brian Rust was just mind blown. He's like, puts his hands above on his head, like that's gonna help. It didn't go in, so could you do some stuff? And Zucker gets it, and he just forces it in, right? And Sorokin, I love how he reached into the net and pulled the puck out and threw it out. Like no, nobody's gonna notice. No one will notice, right? They'll think it was an amazing save. No, we noticed, and it was 2-1 Pittsburgh. And you know what? Honestly, our offense is trying. They are trying desperately to carry on their backs a laughable defense and average goaltending at best. That's what they're trying to do. The problem is we ran into a goalie who was just not beatable last night, right? It's ridiculous because he just kept, and then he had another save on Chris Letang. It's a wide open net. It's a wide open net. There's room to dance. That's how much net is wide open. And Sorokin puts his stick out. This reminds me of like Cam Ward was synonymous with this against the Penguins with these paddle saves. He put his paddle, like if you look at the replay, like there's this much space, right? There's this much space. His paddle is taking up like that much space in the middle. And somehow, out of all this empty space, Chris Letang finds the audacity to put the puck in the direction of the paddle, which is like a fraction of the amount of open net that's in front of him. And he hits the paddle. And Sorokin probably gets save of the year because of that. Like, did you do that on purpose, Chris? Did you? I don't want to be too critical of Chris Letang. I don't want to be critical. But it was a wide open net, and you hit the smallest possible thing that you could hit that would stop a goal. And you managed to do it. Either you're the greatest hockey player that's ever lived, and you did that on purpose, or what happened? Right? What happened? But then that's like the calm before the storm, right? It's the calm before the storm, right? Every rainbow has to have a little bit of rain, and that little bit of rain was the third period for the Penguins. Now at 8:34 into the third period, Fasching gets the puck over to Bo Horvat. And this is the part where when I was saying thanks to Bo Horvat on our first goal in the game, I immediately am taking that thanks back because he decides that he's just going to put it into the back of the net. Zero real effort. And it's 2-2 once again, tied up. And then 2 minutes later, Bo Horvat's out there again. And with his second assist in the game, he gets it over to Matt Martin, who has 10 assists this season, by the way. Matt Martin's out here. Not only a guy that will punch your face in, but then also can get the puck to his boys to put it in the back of the net. Because this is where the mediocre to average goaltending at best happens, right? So Tristan Jarry comes back from injury. And this season we've seen that, 3 times already? And usually he does pretty good in his game back. In this game, he decided to change that. And instead of doing what you should do as a goalie and staying in the net, he decided to pull a retro Marc-Andre Fleury move and move the puck behind the net under an extreme amount of pressure. Now, there's one of two things that can come from this. Either he gets the puck and he gets it over to a teammate, they break it out, and we continue play. Or he picks the wrong passing lane and gives it to the other team, which then leads to a goal. Take a guess what happened. Take a magical guess what happened. That's right. If you chose pick the wrong lane and gave them a goal, you were right. Congratulations. You win. Common sense. That's what you get. And that's what happened. because then Lee gets the puck from Martin, and Lee just puts it in the net because Jari is trying to figure out how to recover from a very clear, if you would have just stayed in the net and let the defense do it, which I kind of can't blame him at this point because our defense probably couldn't have done any better anyway. It's 3-2 Islanders. And then with a little under 25 seconds left in the game, Penguins are putting everything. They are shelling Sorokin. Man is just stopping everything. Boom, 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 boom. He's everywhere, literally doing everything. And eventually, Brock Nelson gets the puck from Zach Parise, and he just fires it to the empty net, and it goes in, and it's 4-2 Islanders. And the Islanders win the game 4-2, ultimately coming back and defeating the Penguins again this season. Your 3 stars of the game: first star Brock Nelson, second star Elias Sorokin, who should have the first star. Sorry, Nelson. I respect the hustle of the guy that, you know, has 2 goals. Right. I respect it. But Sorokin should have won this game. He should have been a first star. He should have been a first star. He should be a first star for every game last night for the way he was playing. And then third star is Anders Lee. All right. So shots on goal are 46-32 in the Pittsburgh Penguins' favor. Face-offs in the Islanders' favor, 60.7 to the Penguins' 39.3. Excuse me. Sorry. Probably account that to Bo Horvat being on their team now and him being pretty good at face-offs. Power play. Penguins scored on 1 of 4 of theirs. The Islanders couldn't score on any, so at least our penalty kill did something. Unlike Teddy Bluger, who had a breakaway goal or a breakaway attempt in this game, and again, just blew it again. Pretty good at that. For a guy that gets a lot of breakaways, probably practice how to score on those, right? That should be big jug of water. Sorry. Stay hydrated, kids. Penalty minutes. There were 30 to 32 penalty minutes in this game. I didn't even talk about that yet. But let's put that into perspective. There were 30 to 32. There were 62 minutes total of penalties in this game alone. It was so bad that even Pittsburgh made a joke about it on their Twitter. Which, speaking of which, if you do not follow me on Twitter, go ahead and smash the follow button on Twitter at ThatPensFan412. That's at ThatPensFan412. Follow me on Twitter. Shameless plug right there. Shameless plug. Thank you, Pittsburgh. Anyway, 30 to 29 hits in the Pittsburgh Penguins' favor. 23 to 15 block shots in Pittsburgh's favor as well. Penguins had 10 giveaways. The Islanders had 3 giveaways. The Penguins had 4 takeaways, and the Islanders had 7 takeaways. And you can kind of see why we lost this game. What else is there to say? I look around our division. I look around like the Atlantic Division, teams that we would play in the playoffs if we even make it to the playoffs at this point. I honestly think we're just trying to get a top 10 draft pick and pray that the draft lottery is blessing upon Pittsburgh once again, and Connor Bedard becomes a Penguin at this point, because it honestly seems like out of all the teams that are making these blockbuster moves to make them ready for the playoffs, to go against teams that are already pretty darn good, the Penguins are just sitting on their hands. Like, And I used to be able to say that having Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang is enough to drive any team into the playoffs, let alone carry a team to a Stanley Cup. And it might be true to some degree, but our team needs help. They need something. They need a change. There needs to be a move, a big move. A big move needs to be done. Somebody who is very comfortable needs to be taken out of the equation to show that no matter what you've done already, you will be removed if you're not producing, if you're not doing your job, if you're not doing this or that. What guy is that? You know what I mean? Like I keep reading all the trade rumor ideas. You know, Kapanen, okay, Carter, okay, right? Like Kapanen moving, we've already traded him once already, right? We've already gotten rid of him before. That's not going to make a difference. The guy doesn't make a huge difference. He has games and moments where he does arguably pretty well and he does make a change in a game, but he's not an everyday performer. He's not. So that's not going to do anything. Jeff Carter he's our playoff guy. He will, unless he doesn't, if we make it to the playoffs and he doesn't produce, then he's lost everything that he's worth on this team because he's doing nothing. And then you have people that I think should move, people that I think we should go on from. Brian Dumoulin. I think he's become too comfortable. He's okay with having 2 Stanley Cups. He's not fighting for a cup anymore. His he's happy with what he's done. Where's the drive? Where's the defense? You are our best defensive player, and now you're mediocre at best. We need to move on from him. We pay too much money. Our defense in general. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm picking on Dumoulin, but as somebody who has at least some kind of salvageable trade value, Dumoulin's like the only one I can think of because we're not going to get rid of Letang. The freaking world would end before we get rid of Letang. Dumoulin's the only one with trade value. Sorry, hydration. Like, and then our goaltending, we just do not have steady season goaltending. And I'm afraid to ask if they're even playoff ready. When I look at the Penguins right now, I do not see a playoff team. I don't see a playoff team. I see a team that is old, slow, and being carried by their offense and praying that they can outscore other teams. And the only reason that it doesn't work is because another team's goalie is just lights out. And it just shuts us down every time. If we make it to the playoffs, probably lose to the Rangers. Probably lose to Tampa. We would probably lose to the Islanders. We'd probably lose to Boston. We'd probably lose to Carolina. Like, that's the way I look at it. We will, all these teams that will probably make the playoffs are teams that we would probably lose to in the playoffs because we just don't have that right now. We don't have that. Something needs to be done. But I'm not going to rant about it anymore because this video would go on way too long. So with that, I want to say that's it. This has been that Pens fan 412, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you disliked the video, give it a dislike. I expect honesty around here. What do you think? Viewers, what do you guys think? What do the Penguins have to do? Who do we move? Drop down in the comment section below. What kind of moves do you think we need to what needs to be done? Defense, goaltending. What do we need to do? Because something needs to be done. Who needs to be taken out of this and replaced? What needs to be done? I want to thank you guys for watching again. And I will see you all in the future. Peace out.